Well, for more in studio, we have Clifford Gordon from CL Gordon Attorneys. Thank you for your time on the PM News Desk, Cliff.
Thank you.
How concerned should the defence be at this point about the outcome today?
Well, I don't think they should be concerned at all because this matter is going to be argued when the appeal is argued, so they can then explain their argument to the judges in the Supreme Court of Appeal.
Cliff, just clarify the legal process for us from now. What will be the next step for the Pistorius legal team?
Well, the next step for their legal team is to wait for the documents to be submitted in terms of the appeal, and then to when they're able to submit their heads of arguments, etc., then they can then go and argue when the date is set. That's basically the next title run. Yeah.
Well, the judge today striking off the defence application, saying there's really nothing new in it. Does she have a point?
There, in terms of striking matters off the roll, or in terms of there being nothing new in the defence's application?
What would be some of the factors, Cliff, that a judge would take into account before striking off an application? Well,
let's say, for example, the papers are not in order in an application. In other words, they're not paginated or indexed, or if one of the parties isn't ready to proceed.
Which was not the case here.
Which here was not the case. Here, the court wasn't competent to hear that application, according to her ruling, and then she decided, well, because of that, I'm striking the matter off the roll.
Well, we know from your own, the NPA must, by late May it is, file a transcript of that original trial to the Supreme Court, after which each side must then submit written arguments, and a date for the hearing can then be set. How likely is it, given that Pistorius could leave prison under house arrest after serving 10 months, that would be in August already, that he could be out of jail by the time of this appeal hearing?
Well, it'll depend on whether the judges have read all the transcripts, which is quite a lot of paper in this matter, and it'll also depend on the length of the heads of argument. So the Supreme Court of Appeal might be in a position to hear the matter before then, but it's more likely that they'll hear it after August, given the amount of paperwork involved. And it is possible that if the Correctional Supervision and Parole Board decides that Oscar's a candidate for early release on correctional supervision, that he may exactly be released on house arrest or correctional supervision by that time.
All right, State Prosecutor Gerinel today saying there are no provisions in criminal law to appeal against an appeal, Cliff. Is this in essence what's happening here?
Well, that's the substance of the application today by the state, that they want to a second bite at the cherry of arguing the fact that Judge Masipa gave leave to appeal that on that specific issue. In other words, what they need to do now is what Oscar's legal team need to do now, need to do now is make sure that they place that argument before the court in the Supreme Court of Appeal.
Thank you for your time on the PM News Desk, Cliff.